In the early hours of what seemed like a normal Tuesday morning, a countdown had already begun, an invisible clock ticking toward tragedy. Former South African Minister Nathi Mthethwa's final 12 hours have become the stuff of dark legend, a tangled web of betrayal, cover-ups, and power plays that now threaten to shake the nation's political foundations to their core. What began as whispers in private corridors has erupted into a full-blown national mystery, and those closest to him may be the ones holding the deadliest secrets. According to multiple inside sources, Mthethwa received a cryptic message just 12 hours before his death, a warning disguised as a demand. The message, reportedly sent from an untraceable device, simply read, "You have until midnight to make it right." At the time, few understood what that meant. But as investigators pieced together fragments of communication, financial records, and private meetings, a chilling picture began to emerge, one of a man caught between his past and the people who wanted him silenced forever. In the days leading up to his death, Mthethwa had allegedly been in contact with a journalist working on an explosive exposé about corruption, backdoor deals, and money laundering that could have implicated several high-profile figures in government and business. Sources claim he was torn, trapped between loyalty and survival, but determined to clear his name before the story broke. What no one knew was that his every move was being watched. Security footage later revealed that Mthethwa's final hours were filled with unease. Witnesses described him as restless, pacing, and visibly shaken, repeatedly taking private calls and deleting messages. Around 10 p.m., he was seen leaving his residence, reportedly on his way to meet someone at a discreet location outside Pretoria. That would be the last time he was seen alive. By sunrise, news of his death spread like wildfire. Official statements called it an unfortunate accident, but few believed that version of events. Behind the scenes, investigators were silenced, documents disappeared, and those asking too many questions were suddenly reassigned or threatened. The 12-hour ultimatum, once dismissed as rumor, became a central piece in the unfolding puzzle. Who issued it? And what deal was Mthethwa expected to fix before time ran out? Some insiders believe he was the fall guy for a much larger operation, one that funneled public funds into private accounts under the guise of cultural and sports initiatives. Others insist his death was a warning to anyone thinking of turning against the system. Either way, it's clear that Mthethwa was playing a dangerous game, and when the ultimatum expired, so did his protection. In recent weeks, leaked audio files and hidden messages allegedly recovered from Mthethwa's encrypted device have reignited public outrage. One chilling clip captures his voice saying, "If anything happens to me, it's because I tried to tell the truth." Those words, heavy with dread and conviction, now serve as a haunting prophecy. As the story unfolds, more names have begun to surface: powerful allies turned enemies, trusted colleagues who've gone silent, and shadowy operatives who move between politics and organized crime. Each revelation pushes the narrative further into darkness, suggesting that Mthethwa's murder was not a random act of violence but a calculated execution orchestrated by those who feared exposure. 12 hours, that's all it took to erase a man, his secrets, and the truth he carried. But as new evidence surfaces and public pressure mounts, the facade of lies is beginning to crack. What was meant to stay buried is crawling back into the light, and South Africa is once again confronted with the question: how far will those in power go to protect their empire? Mthethwa's story is no longer just about one man's death, it's about a system built on silence, intimidation, and betrayal. And as the nation demands answers, one thing becomes certain: the 12-hour ultimatum may have ended his life, but it has sparked a reckoning that no one can stop.